Today, we're going to be making ladybugs playing in the grass. To make these ladybugs, I'm going to use red circles, and I cut my circles out with a hole punch. But if you don't have a hole punch, you can print circles or draw circles or even just cut them out freehand. As long as the shapes are round-ish, they will look like ladybugs when we're all done. So here's how we're going to get started. I'm going to take my punch and I'm going to make 5 red circles. And you can use as many circles as you want, but if you use too many, it's going to take you a really long time. You're also going to want some scratch paper. Remember, scratch paper is paper that you don't really care about for your project. You're just going to recycle it when you're all done or use it for something else. So I need some scratch paper to make my ladybugs because it's so tiny that I'm going to maybe draw off a little bit from the paper, and I don't want to get any Sharpie on my desk. So I'm going to use a Sharpie on my red circles to make a ladybug. Let me show you how to do this. I'm going to take a circle, and on the top I'm just going to draw a line across the top. That's kind of like the head for my ladybug. And then I'm going to color it in with my Sharpie like this. And then from the head, I'm going to draw a line down the middle of its back like that. And then on either side, I'm going to put some different polka dots. And you can put as many or as little polka dots as you want. It's different for all kinds of ladybugs. And that's it. But I need to do that for as many ladybugs as I'm going to put in my grass. And see when I move it away how some of the marker got off a little bit on my scratch paper? Good thing that wasn't on my desk. So I'm going to make my 5 ladybugs. There. Now my ladybugs are all done. I'm going to move those off to the side. And they're going to come in later. But now I need to make some grass for my ladybugs. So I'm going to get out a blue piece of paper for the sky. That's my background. And then I'm going to get out 2 different types of green papers. And I'm going to use 2 different shades of green so that it will look more like grass and just very artsy. So to make the grass, I'm going to cut a strip of green paper all the way up to the top. And then I'm going to test it. Will it fit on my paper? Yeah, that's pretty good. Now grass can be different thicknesses. That means some can be really thin and some can be really wide. So it doesn't really matter if they're the same thickness. Maybe I want some really fat pieces of grass and really skinny pieces of grass. And I'm going to just cut a few different blades of grass in different colors of the greens that I have. And they can be all different thicknesses. So that way my grass will look more like a garden. Okay, let me see how that looks. I'm just going to kind of lay it out on my paper here. You can do a pattern if you want, but you don't have to. In real life, the grass would not probably grow in a pattern of different shades of green, but it's up to you. This is your garden for your ladybugs. There, I like that. If you want, you can cut some of your blades of grass off at the top a little bit, and maybe even a little diagonal, as if they just got a little haircut by the lawnmower there. But I like most of my blades of grass to go from the bottom to the top to show that we really zoomed into the garden because ladybugs are really tiny. So maybe these pieces of grass are growing so tall that they grow right off my paper and you can't even see them. But if I cut 1 or 2, I think that's pretty good. So now I'm going to glue my grass onto my sky. And then I'm going to glue my ladybugs onto my grass. There. Now my ladybugs are crawling around in the grass. But ladybugs are insects. That means they have 6 legs. So I'm going to get my Sharpie out now that everything's glued down and it won't move around. And I'm going to give each ladybug 6 legs by counting 3 little legs for each side. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to do that for each of my ladybugs to help them crawl around in the grass. And since my ladybugs are so small, the legs can be really small too. The reason I wanted to glue them down is so that my Sharpie won't push around my little circles when I'm drawing the legs. Now, my picture is all done. I hope you had fun creating with me today. Thanks for watching.